greatest things about living in South Florida is our beautiful year-round weather, which means we have a steady stream of family and friends to come visit us. We'll share some creative ideas on creating welcoming spaces for your guests on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. So today we're touring one of my recently completed projects for clients who get lots of vacationing visitors. So I thought this would be the perfect place to share with you ways to create a beautiful home with guests in mind. This 2,400 square foot condo has 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. It has been updated with creative design ideas to make guests feel right at home. We're in a beautiful beachfront condo that I designed for my clients, and when we first started this project, the biggest part of it was to not only create a beautiful and colorful space, but one that was also inviting for guests. They host a lot of family and friends year-round, and making it a space where they could have people over and entertain and just make it really comfortable, and of course a great spot to enjoy a great view. The formal living room space was the first space that we started with when doing this project, and having symmetry and maximizing seating was one of the biggest things. And because we do not have a TV in this space, we moved that to another area of the condo. We were able to fully maximize the width and really have enough space for the 2 sofas. So as you see, we have beautiful curved sofas that maximize seating. And what I love about these, there's no arms. Going with furniture pieces that don't have arms really maximizes the length where someone could just sit on an edge and really fit a lot of people. Also, it's a really great shape. Right now we're seeing a huge trend in curved furniture. So this is not only practical, but totally on trend. So when you are setting up a room like we see here for guests, especially in a formal living space, if you have enough width in the room, kind of flanking sofas on each side of coffee tables is a great conversational way to set that up, and then pairing it with 2 chairs that do swivel if you can, or at least easy to move chairs in the middle. Now, if we wanted to, we probably could have closed up this side with 2 more chairs. Then I feel like this is the area where you want to walk in. We wanted to lead all eyes through the room and to the view. So sometimes it's best to leave the entry kind of unblocked and roundabout with this almost horseshoe-like shape of seating. You have maximum seating, and with the 2 coffee tables of 2 different heights and sizes, that allows us to sort of maximize surface area for guests as well, and just somewhere to put your drink, somewhere to display stuff. But we also added 2 small drink tables on each side that were easy to move. Now, the swivel chairs were also very important. When you think about having a great view, being able to turn your chair and look at that view is such a big part of that. So I also just wanted to point out a few ways we connected the bold colors in here, since that was another wish list of the clients. The client wanted to do a blue sofa, and I loved that idea because not only are the walls very light and everything else is very kind of neutral, but the ocean behind us has this blue hue in it. The blues were a given. That was taken from the outdoors and the beautiful view of the ocean. But the rust and sort of gold hues that you see here in the rug, we pulled out the rust tones in the pillow, in this sort of flange on the pillow. And then a really easy way to do that is with fresh flowers. Tulips are a great option when you just want to add a little life to a table. And then a simple stack of coffee table books. Something like this is easy to just bring more color in. Again, it doesn't take up too much space on a table, but it really connects all of the different colors. And the wall art was another big part of this room. In keeping with bold, fun, and vibrant hues, this colorful painting here, and then the beautiful 3D art piece on this side is one of my favorites. It mimics the waves of the ocean. It's modern, it's fun. So just because we are in a waterfront property doesn't mean we have to go all neutral and completely beachy. This palette is very sophisticated, and I think the colors allude to the fact that we are waterfront, but when you see the richness of the beautiful textures and the vibrant hues, it all lives together as one really warm and inviting space. And speaking of inviting spaces, we are going to show you the entryway of this beautiful condo when we come back. Coming up, design ideas to flex your hostess with the mostest style on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to share ways on how to create a beautiful vacation home and make your guests feel right at home as well. So we're actually touring one of my recently completed interior design projects, and my clients wanted to create a beautiful home that was not only relaxing for them, but also for all of their guests who come and visit throughout the season. So in this particular home, you saw earlier how we bought in a lot of the blues from the ocean and the outdoor views. Foyers, whether it's an elevator foyer or a foyer in a condo or a single family home, should have that special sort of welcoming feel that sets the tone for your color palette and the rest of your decor. So we have this beautiful sort of gradient of aquas and light blues on the silk wall covering that wraps the entire room. So we didn't want the entire condo to feel too blue and too beachy. We wanted it to feel elevated with bold colors. So this red was very important to bring in. And actually what you're seeing here with the art, this is a piece of embroidered wall covering, but we felt it would be too strong to wrap the entire room in, but might make a great opportunity to bring in on the wall as wall art. So we had this framed, and this was our focal point. So as soon as you walk off the elevator, the first thing you're greeted with is this beautiful wall covering and this. So when you're bringing an unexpected bold color into a space, it's often nice to connect it to like two more areas within the room. So what we did here was bought it in with another accessory, so that kind of brings your eye down to the red connecting here, and then to this custom bench. It's always great to have a bench in a foyer anyway for a place to sit and take off and put on your shoes. So it's kind of dual purpose. Within the rest of the space, we have a nice foyer table and just sort of elegantly decorated it, not with too much stuff, some florals, a little book stack, and some other accessories. The rug is also meant to be very colorful. So we're bringing in the red from the art, connecting that again, a little hint of the aqua from the wall coverings, and then the tones of the wood porcelain floor as well. So it really kind of has this very sort of abstract look and a mix of so much color. So this really sets the tone for a beautiful entryway. And remember, when you are creating an entryway in your own home, it's always nice to make it feel inviting, not just for yourselves, but for all guests. And adding a lot of color certainly can do that. And speaking of adding a lot of color, we've got another great room right off of this entryway that brings in beautiful, bold, and saturated colors. But before we check that out, let's check in with USA Windows and Doors and see what great advice they have for us today. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm John with USA Windows and Doors, and today we're in our showroom and we're going to show you different products.
Typically when we come into the home we bring samples, but here you get to see it in person and really get to feel the doors and see how the mechanisms operate. So your front door is the first thing people see when they walk up to your home. We have a wide selection of doors, for example this door right here.
We have an aluminum door here, dark frame, frosted glass, area handle with a 3-point lock system. We have a lot of different types of glass. This is clear glass with frosted, so you can get privacy. This glass also comes in different tints.
So many homes have sliding glass doors, and what's good about these sliding glass doors is that they're functional. It's not just that they're heavy duty, but they're functional. They slide easily. Another interesting thing about these sliding glass doors is the security feature. Once the two panels meet, this gets activated on here and you have two hooks that will hold this sliding glass door in place.
The frames comes in different colors. You can choose from white to dark, black, bronze. Also the glass comes in different variations.
This may look like a regular door, but this is the Prestige bifold door. And one of the unique things about this door is if you have a nice open wide plan in your home that you want to open up spaces, this is the perfect door for that.
It's a beautiful door. It will definitely protect your home and your family. No one can break in. It's very heavy duty. You can also order it in two different tones, one tone from the inside, one tone from the outside.
If you're looking for a unique option for your home, like this bifold door or any door, here at USA Windows and Doors, we have a variety of doors to help you.
So if you are ready to upgrade your door, call USA Windows and Doors.
Or visit our website at usawindowsanddoors.com.
So just a few steps from the entryway that we just saw is this cute little nook area. So as you saw earlier in the episode, the clients wanted one big formal living space for entertaining. Prior to them moving into the condo, that was once used as a family room. So they wanted this area to now become a family room space. This particular nook space also underwent a little bit of a transformation. It once had built-in office cabinets that were then relocated to an area between the nook and the living room. So that freed up a space to create a TV room. We actually repurposed the sofa that came with the condo, and we had this sectional that was once in the former living room. And we decided if you took off one piece, it actually fit really well exactly against the wall here. So we had the leather repaired with one of the remaining pieces on the open side, and they're able to utilize and repurpose a piece of furniture. That's actually a great tip. If you do have an old sectional or sofa and want to repurpose it for a room where perhaps it does not fit, you could always modify one of the pieces and have fabric used from the existing pieces you're not using to patch the sides, as we did here. We have ottomans that I bought in to bring in a lot of bold colors. Here we've got the aqua and the blue, but we also have this really rich rust and almost marigold colors. So here we did an accent wall covering as well, similar to what you saw in the foyer, but this one is actually a vinyl. So it's a little bit more durable in an area where you're gonna have a lot of people, and also just provides a really nice serene pop, tying all the colors together. I like to connect spaces with one consistent color, and in this case, this is that color. Next, making room for visitors with multifunctional spaces on SoFlo Home Project.
SoFlo Home Project is sponsored in part by Eldorado Furniture. Looking to refresh your home? Visit us online at eldoradofurniture.com or a showroom near you.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to tour one of my own design projects for clients who have a seasonal home here in South Florida. So we were sharing all ways that you can make your home more comfortable for a lot of guests if you get a lot of guests throughout the season or year. And because this is a seasonal home, it also needed to have a home office. Down the hall from the living room, we find a room that is being used as a home office. This space can also convert into an additional guest bedroom when needed. So this room is not only a home office for my client, it also doubles as a guest room. And having convertible spaces is really one way to truly let your home be something that you can live in and enjoy, and have that flexible space for additional guests. And in here, we wanted to start with a desk. It needed to have a functional desk. So because we don't have a lot of wall space in this room, this had to be our wall where we set up the desk. And above it, we wanted to do something a little bit more fun to bring in color. I'm a big fan of 3D wall art. One, because you can kind of create your own flow with it, and no two designs are the same. So we use these beautiful glass pieces that brought in the teal, gold, blue, and another light gold. I feel like you want to make a space fun, and this is a nice way to do it without having traditional canvas or frame pieces. So placing the desk against the wall was one way to create enough clearance to have this Murphy bed lift all the way down. So this way, when it's in use for additional guests, they have space to walk around. This is actually one of my favorite types of Murphy beds. The sofa is part of the bed, so you just remove the top cushions and the bed lifts right down over it. So you're not actually moving furniture, but you're able to still create a seated area that sort of serves as a den and lounge space when the bed is not in use. When you are placing furniture in front of a Murphy bed with a sofa, you have to be creative with the space. You don't want a heavy coffee table. So what I did here was actually use two easy movable pedestal type tables of varying heights. This is great because the one here on the right can be used as a side table when the bed is in use. And this one here actually ends up being not only an ottoman, but a storage ottoman. And with a tray on top, it serves as a small coffee table as well. We rounded out the space with a small swivel chair in the corner. Again, in a room that's doubling as an office / guest room, you don't want big bulky furniture. So in here, light movable pieces were key. And of course, I love decorating with pops of color. And in this project, the clients wanted to connect bold colors throughout the space. So we used the aqua that you've seen throughout, this dark teal, the marigold as well, and then bought in additional fun colors with these pillows. Since we don't have a rug here, it was important to bring in pops of color with all the other upholstery in the space. So this allowed us to bring in pinks and reds, as I did here with these books, which actually are fake books. These are great. We don't want a lot of things that are hard to move and heavy in this space because it's a convertible space. So these are great props if you just want to add a little pop of color to your home. And I love the way this works because it gives so much flexibility for the homeowners, but also provides a beautiful, fun, and colorful room for their guests. Next, design ideas to create a resort-style guest room on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to look at this beautiful condo that I designed for my clients and share ways that you could spruce up your own home for your guests and also create a beautiful space for yourselves to enjoy. So just before the break, we were in this office, which this entire side of the room is an office that doubles as an additional guest room with this Murphy bed. Now we're in the second guest room. So these two bedrooms are kind of joined by a Jack and Jill bathroom that's behind the two. So there is one shared bathroom space and now two separate bedrooms with the use of these pocket doors that have a lock on the inside. On the other side of the office's pocket doors, we find the guest room. This aqua-styled room really gives off that beachy yet sophisticated resort vibe. So this room is actually the only standalone guest room that always functions as that. So we wanted it to really feel almost like a hotel room, like a hotel suite. So this way when guests came here, it felt like that, but with the comforts of a home. Keeping in theme with the color scheme throughout, bold, vibrant hues, still a relaxed feel. We are on the water, but just wanted to amp it up with a little bit of more saturated color. So this dark teal is actually, you've seen it in the office as well. So when both doors are open, these two rooms connect through the use of this color. So as I mentioned earlier in the episode, having one or two continuous colors that connect within a space really make all the spaces feel cohesive. And then to tone it down a little bit, I went with a really soft cream bedding and a wall covering. And there's a little bit of sheen on that wall covering, and I love the reflectivity. It softens up the space without it feeling too bold. The color here is meant to be on the bed and the carpet. I absolutely love this rug. Because there's one continuous wood floor throughout the two spaces, breaking this space up to feel separate was important. And here, we almost went the entire space of the room with the area rug. I went about 4-inch border of flooring throughout. So this is almost like wall-to-wall carpeting. And I'm a big fan of chevron. So this bold Missoni chevron with this gradient of teal just looks beautiful and I think creates such a fun pattern. We rounded the room out with other hues of blue. This swivel chair here gives you a nice little seated area. Think about in a hotel. You always have a small seated area as well as a desk. So another wish list from the clients was to have a small desk for guests. A lot of us are working on the go, and when you have guests, they need to use a small desk. We fit a really tiny, cute little desk in the corner with a desk chair also in the cream color. The gold was the accent color throughout these two spaces, so bringing in lamps that had a beautiful gold hue, as well as nightstands with fun gold hardware, and the legs on the chair base, as well as the desk and the accent lamps, just kind of ties that metallic finish in throughout. And a fun piece of bold artwork that also connects that gold color, the marigold, that you see in the office. So suddenly all the rooms connect when both doors are open. They almost can live as one suite, and then close off the doors, they live as two. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this tour of one of my own personal design projects for clients, as well as gotten some great tips on how to get your home set up for guests. Of course, as it is the start of fall, our season is really just beginning for when we're gonna get that steady stream of guests all through the winter. So we wanna make sure your homes are ready. And to keep you inspired with great design, check out what we have for you next week on SoFlo Home Project. Next week on SoFlo Home Project, we combine fright and treats to amp up your Halloween home decor. We have scary, tasty ideas that will sure be a hit with trick-or-treaters of all ages. So I want to thank you all for joining us this week, and we hope to see you again next week for another all-new episode of SoFlo Home Project right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloShows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.